Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure you saw you doing those push-up videos, but
oh yeah, bro.
yeah.
Bro's out
Man,
there in the gym. He's
push-up
making sure
videos,
he can
bro.
fucking.
What you talking about?
Oh,
Look at that,
Oh,
bro.
no,
shit,
bro, you
bro.
can't
These
put
guns
guns
is
on
crazy.
camera. They're gonna
Boy,
take us
these
off
guns
the
is.
live.
Yeah, you
I
can't
know I'm
do
wearing.
it.
I know I'm wearing big clothes, but I'm big underneath all these clothes.
Yo,
You already
G,
know.
G. Oh, whoa,
Listen,
whoa, pause.
you
G,
want this
pause.
stream to be banned before it's even started.
Yo, G hasn't seen guns
Start
like
with a
that
gun show.
since he was like outside of the
Start with a
UK.
gun
They don't
show.
have guns
Get
in the
out of
UK.
here, bro.
Oh,
Hey, there you go. All right, G. All right, bro.
Listen,
all right,
nah,
man.
listen. Don't worry. I'm not super scrawny. I'm just not Tim. I'm not Tim and Forbes levels. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on that. You
Yo,
know,
funny as
Silver's an undercover gangster because he's always
Man,
wearing
is we
baggy stuff.
talking about
He's always wearing
muscles?
baggy stuff and he's always
Yeah,
covering his.
talking
He's
about
always
these
covering his
traps.
tongues.
Are we
Bruh.
talking about muscles or anime, man? What are we talking about? This is the
Hey, I just
workout
thought- my
podcast
bad.
now.
I just started
Two
flexing.
things can be the same, bro. Two things can be
My
the
bad.
same.
This is the
I
Baki episode.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
How y'all
Um,
boys doing today? How's the Saturday coming along?
All good,
Man.
all good, man.
Nice,
Besides
nice.
that crazy ass comment, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was his third language, Forbes. Get over it.
I don't care, bro. I run phase with anybody. No, I don't care.
These
Third
hands
language is gonna be your first.
These hands is multilingual.
Yeah, you damn right.
The
You
Magna
understand
Carta
it in every
hands,
language.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Translated
rule
hands.
of law.
They translate in any language, bro.
Happy Saturday to everybody joining on live. This is the Anime Association, and we are coming to you with a great topic today. We're going to talk about why losing in anime matters the most. And, you know, just to give you guys some examples of what I'm thinking, you know, Goku losing to Vegeta initially, Naruto being, you know, rejected by the village, Eren was taking L after L in Attack on Titan, Thorfinn losing his purpose, those type of things, because a lot of the times I feel like we get caught up in talking about the action and who won what and not why they won it. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to open up the floor and kind of talk about what was some of the more memorable failures to you guys. Like, what were some moments of failure in your favorite anime that really just to this day holds dear to you and makes you fucking love a character even more? Maybe start with Tim on this one.
So I've got two that kind of come to mind, right? The first one I'll have to go with is at the very end of season 2, Mushoku Tensei. Now, I know G and Silva, I know y'all haven't finished or even started it, right? So spoiler, but when his dad dies, right? Like that's a huge like moment in the whole series, right? And it's a real turning point. Like they succeeded and failed in the mission, right? Because they saved his mother but lost his dad, but his mom didn't even come back normal type of ordeal. And that was a big pivot. And we'll see that in season 3 about how it really changes his mentality of how he takes on problems. The other one I would have to say is Lawrence Kraft in Spice and Wolf when he fails to get the pyrite. But that also had him open up his eyes that Holo was always on his side because he let himself get into his head that he had to do everything by himself. So him failing realized he had a partner the whole time, right? So I feel like those are two critical failures in those two series that really help push the plot forward outside of all their success.
Those are great examples. And welcome on in, Brittany, Memory, and the only Kiwi Waster. Yeah, four people. We're missing Shin today, so it's only 4 of us. And we're talking about why failure matters more than winning an anime. I think those were some great points, Tim. What about you, G? What are you thinking? What were some failure moments that really stuck with you?
I think for me, well, it did. The character didn't actually initially fail because they had a good run, but this was from Hanjime no Ippo. You know, after Ippo actually started boxing, he won a lot of matches, but it got to the point where he actually lost for the first time, and you know, just him having to pick himself up and finally understanding that even though he had a good run, it's not always going to be a rosy patch. You are going to get these ups and downs, but it's the fact that he didn't just lose one; he had a back-to-back. Then he had then he picked himself up. He surrounded himself with the right people, and he lifted himself up, trained even more, and then he started winning again. But in that moment, it made me fully understand the concept, even though I knew like you can always win everything, but it was just the fact that like they put that in anime, so it really kind of resonated more in terms of they're trying to tell a story, but also trying to not give you it's just an innocent story, you're gonna get all the good stuff, but also show you that these people do have to go through some adversity to get to the top, or wherever they're aiming. There are going to be setbacks, but it's how you pick yourself up and go again after that. So I think I would say Hajime no Ippo with Ippo after losing his first couple of fights.
Nice. I like how Tim gave us two like high fantasy examples, and then you gave us a sports anime example. So I already know Forbes is gonna come over with something that I'm not expecting. What are you thinking, bro?
You know what? You made me switch it up. Since they did fantasy and sports, let's talk about some comedy. Let me put my sophisticated glasses on just like y'all. All right.
I need these shits to see, man. God damn.
Now,
right? Same here, man.
When it comes to peak comedy, it's only one person that always fails. And at the end of every episode, he succeeds. Can y'all guess? It's a comedy. I know those.
I'm blanking.
Yeah,
man.
I already know it's Golden Boy. I can't think of his name, but I already know it's Golden Boy. I already knew that's where you were going as soon as you said comedy. I was like, you gonna bring up Golden Boy.
I got two though. I got one. Gonna say, of course, it's Berserk. Guts' struggle, bro. Like he constantly failed, like constantly, bro.
Like
even going back to like when he was younger with Gambino. He basically trained just to get Gambino's approval. And when he basically, got sold, you might well say, that really showed a lot of character development with him. And then showing like how he didn't trust anybody. And then losing to Griffith for the first time. And that really made him like, yo, you know what? Nah, I got to go harder. You know what I'm saying? So he was thinking of becoming his friend. Then he realizes Griffith is like, yo, I don't consider nobody my friend if they don't have their own dreams. So right then again, he failed trying to do something else, which made him go into even deeper, character arc. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes down a lot. Like the whole story is basically him trying and failing. Like I can probably count how many wins that man had. And Golden Boy, of course, Kentaro. Like Kentaro Oe, yeah, that's his name. Kentaro Oe, that's his name.
I need to watch Golden Boy because y'all always say that shit is peak. I remember
every episode he
peak
fails.
Comedy.
I need to watch it.
Comedy.
Every episode, this man fails. He starts off failing. Well, at the end of the episode, he always gets the chicks, bro. It was one episode. Look, since you haven't seen it, bro, it's one episode, bro. He basically, the girl said, yo, you can have me if you can catch me on my motorcycle, on your bike. This man put the work in and caught her on his bike, bro. Bruh, the stuff he was doing, bro.
Nah, I'm watching it. I like those type of things where it's like he finds a way no matter what.
No, bro. He was doing it off the fly, bro. Like, but then after a while, you realize, like, oh, no, he's not trying to catch her anymore. He's trying to stop. He can't stop.
Nah, don't. That's enough. Leslie,
I gotta watch that one. I gotta watch that one. Y'all told me on that one.
bro.
Y'all done sold
Yeah,
me.
nah, it's peak comedy, and it's only
Alright.
like 6 episodes. Yeah,
What?
nah.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
I might binge
Yeah.
that shit today. I
Bro,
think
you gonna be crying
for
laughing.
example,
You
4
could
o'clock
definitely
was
get it done
through
in
the
like
flight.
2-3 hours.
Bro,
Honestly,
you won't stop looking at it. I'm telling you right now. I'm like,
Say
you gonna
less,
look
bro.
all the way through.
I didn't expect you to pull out a comedy for failure, but I mean,
I didn't know
it
that was,
worked.
but nah, he literally starts the episode failing, bro. Like, and by the end of the episode, mission is done. Like, he gets the girl. But
Hey,
yeah,
that's pretty dope. That's
those
pretty
my
dope.
two right there.
I just
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's dope, and I'm not trying to say this to sway you away from it, because I would say watch it, but I wouldn't say his failure actually leads to anything with his character, though. Like, it doesn't
don't.
improve his
They don't.
character at all, right?
Because he's already there. He's already there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, like the failure in Berserk, definitely builds onto his character for better or for worse, right?
Yeah.
along with Epo. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Mhm.
that was the next question I was going to ask you is like, what are some failures that you felt truly made characters better? Like for me, one thing that I really love Chainsaw Man for is Denji, and the fact that like this man started off rip ugly, nobody loved him, hated him, and like he's still to this day trying to find people who care about him, and that's what drives him, you know, like trying to be loved, you know, and like I think that that's why I really love Chainsaw Man is like he's constantly failing, constantly not finding the people that he's hoping for. You know, like I don't know if you guys saw Rize, but that whole movie is just super sad because bro just he just wants to be loved, bro. You know, and I think that those type of shows really resonate with me when it's just like pretty much nothing's going well for the character, but he's learning through these blunders to a certain extent. Let's double back and let's go with G first. Can you think of any essentially failures that make characters better? I know you gave us Ippo as one, but like I know Dragon Ball has numerous instances of that as well. Not saying that you have to go that way because we know you know plenty of anime beyond that, but
yeah, I think more recent in terms of the stuff that I watch, I would probably say Endeavor from My Hero Academia. You know, he was always, you know, he always wanted to be number one, and his desire to be number one led him to do some very strange things that I would not condone. But through that failure, he eventually realized the cost of that failure, and and you can see how even though he was trying to fix said things to obviously be the best but also right the wrongs that he had done, it wasn't always going smoothly, you know, but with, you know, it wasn't always going smoothly if you were looking at it, you know, just like with just the normal naked eye without actually really looking at it. But the more you looked at, you could see that even though he was failing the end result, but he was chipping away. Things were getting better. You could see Todoroki was you know, things were improving there. He was, you know, he was eventually becoming popular. You get what I'm saying? Like he it started all bad, but through that whole progression, he got better and better, and then he just, you know, he hit one of the greatest moves. I forgot the name now, where he goes into the sky. It wasn't Prominence Burn. Yes, he hits he hits the Prominence Burn, rolls on the floor. Like, just seeing the crowd cheering for him when this guy was so hated, like that, like just it was beautiful. I think like that's probably one of my most favorite sense of failure in a character, because it didn't weigh him down completely. It forced him to face things on head on and really improve and see what he could do better to overcome that failure. So I think that's one of my favorite types of failures from an anime character.
Yeah, and he has some big shoes to fill. It was a tough
Yeah.
to kind of follow up All Might. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
great point. Forbes, what about you? What do you got for this one?
I'll probably say something more modern. I probably would have to go with Subaru though, in all honesty. But I know you don't like Subaru though, but
It's your take, bro.
but nah, like from the beginning, like every time he failed, of course, he dies. But he learned from that every single time, even though sometimes that thing like it might cause him to go insane some episodes, and they show all that. But to see where he's at now, from all the times that he actually failed, like I actually want to get a kill count on how many times he actually died though in the whole series though. Like
I think by the end of season 2, he's already died like 13 times or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But you can see like how cautious he is now doing certain things, and like how he builds alliances before anything. You know what I'm saying? To make sure he's good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a huge character development. You know what I'm saying? On Subaru, definitely. But yeah, that's mine right there, bro.
I've heard that like after season 1, he becomes a lot more like in himself, and you'd hope that after a season of you dying and not learning your lesson. So I'm glad to hear,
bro.
That was the whole point of
yeah.
season 2. Like the whole
But
point of season 2 was him learning how to like cherish himself type of ordeal.
Like he literally changes like mid-season though. Like literally mid-season. After he goes insane. Cause he definitely starts going insane, bro.
Yeah. Nah, when he starts seeing the way his deaths affect other timelines. Like, cause he thinks like, cause he tries not to think about it, but when he starts to see like how people he didn't think care about him are showing emotions about his deaths, it's that
was dark. Yeah, that was dark. When they showed that, I was like, dang.
Because you don't in the series you don't see the deaths. As soon as he dies, you hear the and all of a sudden like he's right back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at this point in time, like you see him like actually off himself, and you're like, oh
yeah. And then they show like what it like literally like,
in a video
sitting
game.
there crying, having like people sitting there crying for him, having funerals and everything. He's like, yo, what the hell is going on here, bro? He's like, oh, I actually get to see this. He said, yeah, this is exactly your effect in every timeline that you died in. Like,
so they added another layer to it in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know, when I get through all these great anime series, I'll try ReZero again if I can slog through the 24 fucking episodes of the.
You know what? You might actually enjoy reading it instead of watching.
I probably would.
Be
honest. I've enjoyed reading a lot of the light novels as opposed to watching their animes. T-Bait fucking. Anyways, Tim.
Let's not talk about T-Bait, please, because they slaughtered that shit. But
so bad.
I'll say this: there's a series that came out like not 04, but 24, 25, and literally it's all about these people failing, right? But it's not because the MC is not a person, it's a concept, right? But they're all these it's Orb. They're all trying
I gotta
to
finish that shit, bro.
Yeah, they're all trying to, every time we get a new MC per se, is they're trying to get everybody to believe in the heliocentric, which is everything revolves around the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they keep failing. They keep dying. But that person that dies pushes the next generation forward. They keep going on it. So the failure before actually progresses the next people. And I think like there's like 3 or 4 different instances. And you also see the failure of the first person, how it affected the antagonist, right? The singular antagonist. I can't think of his name, but you actually get to see how it affected him.
Inquisitor guy?
Yeah. So you actually get to see how it affected him. because he was like a kid that took himself out through poison, right? So that was the first failure. Then the second failure, they just get caught. But then, like, the Inquisitor also fails because his daughter becomes one of the people that's trying to push the things, and she blows herself up in front of him, and he doesn't even realize it until it happens. And you're like, it just pushes everything forward. If I would say that's probably a series right there that encapsulates this whole conversation about the failure projecting everything, right? Because without that first failure, you don't get everything else that leads up to, Copernicus, right? That's how it ends. It's Copernicus doing the heliocentric. But other than that, like, you see every stage of it being pressed forward, and like how the printing press helps. That's neither here nor there. But the failure of each section is just improves the characters.
Oh, I mean, now I always thought that was interesting, but I didn't know it was like that. Like, I didn't know that the concept was the main character. I thought it followed the little boy. But shit, now I gotta lock in on that. It reminds me a little bit of To Your Eternity. I only watched the first season or something, but it was like that one. The main character pretty much is like experiencing life through different other people, and they die, and then he kind of absorbs them. So it's like he's like learning from their failures in life. It's fucking dark, and it hurts a lot. But yeah, I think those were some good ideas. And to be honest with you, all of the stories that you guys mentioned are really great at, like, how do I say this? Like, those are the stories that really resonate, like you think about time and time again, because like there's so much to it. Like, you can continue to go back to it and learn from them. I'm surprised, G, you didn't go with Shangri-La, just because like he played like shitty games, and like that's why he's so good now. Where the fuck? What happened to my camera?
Well,
I didn't want to mess you up, but
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because you went upside down for a sec. No, I mean, I didn't think about Shangri-La because he purposely played shitty games, like he purposely played them. So, through those games, he just naturally became he became very skilled at adapting to different situations because of those games. But he never failed. There was no sense of failure with him.
That's true. That's true. Like,
which is why I wouldn't have thought about Sunraku, because he, like I said, he wasn't failing. He was pretty much just playing shitty games for kicks, basically.
Yeah.
This isn't anime, but I'm saying this one for Silva, because I don't know if y'all have read Mistborn, but when Kelsier fails, I think that's a good example of pushing stuff forward within a storyline.
Who the hell is Kelsier?
Kelsier from Mistborn.
Kelsier?
That pushes things forward. I know Silva knows who I'm talking about, but I don't want to put too much into it. But when he fails, it really pushes a lot of it forward. That's a real big point in the series.
I was sick. I thought he was the main character.
So did I.
Another person was what's his name? 44 Magnum.
Bro, how the fuck they let him be fodder, bro? That shit pissed me the fuck off, bro.
Why you call him 44 Magnum?
44 Magnum. Because he's got a 44 Magnum punch.
Bro, that man is goofy, bro. Like,
no, mate. The first time I was all up in Silver's phone, like 44 Magnum, 44 Magnum, 44 Magnum. All right, that man got no respite.
God dang, that man doing that man doing magic tricks.
Yeah, and then the other
man doing hold on, what's the dude from Bleach? God dang, I forget his name, bro. When it's Bunkai, he flips the whole world upside down.
Acting like a little.
Oh, I didn't even use that one.
Dude with the bob, man. How do I don't know his name? Shinji.
Oh yeah.
Shinji.
Wait, Shinji, the one with the dodgy hairline.
Yeah, with the bob. Yeah, he got the bob.
Yeah, but have you seen how slick cut it is? It's not even straight.
The
shit's on a diagonal angle.
Bro, that's how the bob is, bro.
I'm gonna say this just because it's been brought up twice now, Dragon Ball, right? Vegeta's failure as a father, as a friend, as a husband, as a character during the Majin Buu arc pushed him forward all the way through. It pushed him. It
Did he
carried
fail
him.
as a husband? Like his ting is still with
Bruh,
him, bro.
when his wife was pregnant, he was on a meteor trying to go Super Saiyan.
Bro.
She still love the mofo though. Did he fail?
Bro, even Trunks ran up on him and said, "Yo, you know your daughter." He said, "Yo, you know your son and your wife is down there." Tell him something. What are you talking about? He better say, "What are you talking about?" What do you mean? What am I talking about, bro? I'm down there and right here at the same time, but I'm down here. You know what I'm saying? And you don't care what just happened to me. Like you didn't even come check on me or nothing. Like what's going on here?
We just talked about this, but him fighting Kid Buu, that was a big failure to the point at the end he was like, Goku, I see why everybody glazes you. You're the best of all time.
No. What made him realize some stuff though is when Majin Buu started punching him, and he said, "Yo, these bro, I'm talking about the Japanese version. This is exactly what he said. He said, "Oh my God, these punches are so heavy and fast."
I said that shit word for word too. Like, yo, he said the same thing against Jiren too. He was like, "Oh my God,
bro, I can only imagine how they felt with Jiren." But the way Boo was smacking him around, though, bro, I can understand why he was doing that. He said, these punches are heavy and fast. Kakarot was taking these punches. What the world? And then my man just
this way he been dealing with them.
My man started hitting the Dougie on the track, bro. You know how much you gotta just sit there and think that somebody is beating you up and they start dancing in front of you and you can't do nothing about it. Even if you up the Glock on them, you can't do nothing, bro.
He hit the emote on him,
right?
Yeah.
Bro.
To be fair, there's another character. Before we move, there's another character. There's another anime I wanted to bring up. I'm not sure if everybody's watched it. Maybe Forbes has watched it. Ice Shield 21. Yeah. So how you had what's his name, Hiruma, the quarterback from they were in their final year of high school. They lost the first 2 years. Their team was so crap. But they never gave up. They persisted. They in their final year they recruited. My man forced these people to join the team.
Yeah.
Right. But like the team got better. They became competitive. And you could see the weight of excitement as he saw that his team was getting better. And listen, the devil bat dive, the devil spin. Listen, I know all these moves, bro. Don't listen.
That's crazy.
That's my quarterback. Right?
Bro, I think that's like the only
anime.
football one I looked at, bro. I think it's the only. I don't know how many. Bro, you don't realize how many like race car anime, football anime. I didn't know it was that many football anime either, bro. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, one more. Sorry, Tim. Go on.
Because I was going to bring up a sports one, right?
Oh, go on.
It's Kuroko no Basket, right? When Seirin fails, during I want to say the first tournament when they lose to. Oh God, I can't think of his name, but it's the original person that was with Kuroko, right?
This a basketball job?
Yeah. When they fail, it really pushes Kuroko to a whole nother level to the point where he has a phantom shot. Like, bro, what is going on right now? You are a broken character. Like how the fuck do you phantom shoot it, like to the point where like he has the ball in his hand and then the next thing you know it's mid arch in the throw and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Is that the same one when they came to America and they went against the And1 squad?
The Americans came to Japan, but yeah, that was
it was And1.
I never saw that one. I gotta watch that shit, bro.
That was the movie and they all go into the zone.
Bro, they put the ball, bro, in the shirt, did the spin around the jump with the ball, everything. We doing check your bags. I was like, oh man, they shaking them, bro. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, sticking with basketball, slam dunk, Hanamichi, never played basketball, struggled, failed, was shit at it.
Yeah.
And he got better. He he put the work in. You know, he was trying to impress this girl, but he put the work in, and then later on, you see the fruits of his labor. You know, that's another satisfying failure situation in anime.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mr. Silver, back at you.
No,
Tomorrow Joe.
Tomorrow
Joe, bro. Tomorrow's Joe.
What's that? There's another.
Basically, yes, Shido no Joe. Basically,
oh yeah, I've heard of
that's
that.
the foundation of boxing anime, bro. Like even before Ippo, all that, bro. Like that's where all of them really get their inspiration from, especially Megalobox. That's basically the you might well say is the predecessor, not predecessor, successor.
Yeah,
The successor. You know what I'm saying?
Better.
Megalobox is. So yeah, and that's a deep story. I'm actually covering that today too.
Megalobox. I gotta.
No.
Ashita Joe.
Tomorrow Joe. Oh yeah.
Okay, I've seen some clips from it, and like he be doing some wild moves in that shit, bro. Like I was like, but I could see how
Definitely.
like that was the progenitor to future boxing anime for sure. So I mean, we just talked about some of our favorites. What about bad failures? And like something that comes to mind is like I feel like in a lot of isekai, you know, I'm a fucking slop king. They do a lot of bad writing through, you know, just making the fucking characters strong. You know what I'm saying? And like using failure to just push another character to erase what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like characters not learning anything. It's funny that you said ReZero. I felt like the first season of ReZero was bad writing because he didn't learn, but I'm guessing they teach him in the second season. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, did you look at the whole first season though?
I got to like past the White Whale arc. It was like episode 16 or 17 or whatever.
No, that was like near the end of the season.
Well, he learned though. Like he was learning right there though. He did. Like he did.
It took like
the
24
season
episodes.
not really.
It took a while. Like
I would just say pacing wise, that shit didn't do it for me. I respect the fact that like in the long run, like it pays off, and like of course, like anything that sets the table longer, you're gonna have a better meal. But like I just couldn't get through that fucking first season, bro. That shit was
bro, he definitely learned how to not provoke people though. He definitely learned that very quickly.
He did that.
Like, he learned not to betray
after
Puck.
Euclides.
Yeah. he learned not to betray Puck. And one thing he said, look, don't let my daughter die, don't let my daughter get harmed. Nothing. That's all he said. And that's the first thing he did. He make sure she doesn't get harmed at all because he knows what Puck would do.
Like, that scene where we see Puck go off, I was just like, damn, that re-engaged me. And then it was just like, it only happened once. He said,
you know what? Didn't he kill him twice in the first season though?
Yeah.
One time he had him stood up like this, like, and he frozen to death. And then the other one, he just obliterated the whole earth.
That I remember. I remember like him like being over the castle, and he was like,
that was kind of scary. That was scary.
They actually cut some shit from there. I mean, like in the second season, of course, you see like Reinhardt or whatever, but Puck actually said something during that time that's not in the anime where he's like, this is the only way I can protect Amelia after Amelia died. So like Puck knows about some type of return by death type of ability. My bad. I know that had nothing to do with failure, but it is there's people in the series that know that somebody has this ability to return by death.
Yeah.
Roswell just straight up knows it.
Yeah.
he just straight up knows it.
What was your question though, bro? You said which one?
When has failure been like bad writing? You know what I'm saying? Like character loses only to progress the plot. And like they can do that badly. Because of course, a lot of the times that's one of the linchpins is the like, well, you lost so that you could get better. But there's bad ways of doing that.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I had a tough time.
I don't know, bro.
I had a tough time thinking about it.
I never really got I never actually sat down and watched something and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, just because he lost, he does that. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go to Baki. Matter of fact, I will never still get over this. I will keep saying this. Bro. So to progress it on. I know this is like actual like bodybuilders type physics that they use when they say to regain your strength, you drink a bucket of sugar water. Well, not a bucket of sugar water, a larger amount of it. But in this instance, we're gonna say we're not using their physics. We're using real life physics. This man was skin and bones, bro. Skin and bones. I'm like, okay, this story is getting sad. And then out of nowhere, somebody just comes, hey, just drink this bucket of sugar water, you'll be good. Bruh, drunk it, instant muscles, bro. Instant muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Muscles grew right back, bro. When I say skin and bones, bro, I mean, just don't look like the normal Baki, bro. Like, wasn't he like depressed or something? Like super depressed at that time?
Wasn't that around the Ali fight?
Yeah. And he was like super depressed, and his girl couldn't even cheer him up. Or did she break up with him? No. She was sitting right there when he drank the bucket of sugar water. Matter of fact. So I don't know.
That Grappler or the Netflix version?
That's the Netflix version. The one
I think
Chinese
that was during
guy,
Retsu.
Yeah, the one Chinese guy bought him the bucket of sugar water and told him to drink it. Because he actually did that. That was, from what somebody told us before in another stream, that they referenced that from Baki the Grappler when he actually was drinking the Coca-Cola to get energy back. And he was using like the bubbles in it to get energy from it or something. I don't know.
Sure.
But it's just Baki physics, bro. I don't know about Baki physics. Like, they got muscles I never heard of.
That
all
you
that.
gotta love, man.
Yeah. So that, like, just like you said, like, I do love Baki, but just stuff that they do in it though sometimes, like, just to progress the story is outrageous, bro. Like, the bucket of sugar water was crazy though.
So it was like a Deus Ex Machina. Like, it's just like saved him out of nowhere with no real like.
Bro, he grew his muscles back, bro.
Yeah, that is a little wild.
His muscles came back, bro. He was perfectly fine. Like, he just hit the gym for like 6 months, bro. Like, instantly grew them all back, bro. He looked regular.
I had a little HGH in that bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck, bro?
A little
super soldier, like, bro. Yeah, super soldier syndrome, bro. What the fuck?
Man, what was that about?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Hey, how about you shut up?
Whose Siri is that? What the hell?
That's my Siri, bro.
Mine.
I don't know.
That's
Sorry,
wild,
Siri.
bro.
I'm not talking to you, Siri.
Not Siri. I mean, Amazon with that Alexa. Who's Alexa?
That's him. I'm not even saying the name again. So
yeah, because then he gonna talk again. Exactly.
He said, "What?" He said, "What the fuck are you guys talking about over here?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh shit."
Tim G, do you guys have any example like that? I mean, that was a really good one. I know that it's probably harder given that the topic is like positive failures.
I've actually got two of them. I'm gonna give my short one and then my other one, because this one I thought about when Forbes was going, just because it's some absurd shit. Record of Ragnarok probably has some of the most ass pull failures ever. I'm talking about, like, in one of the seasons, it was Leonidas versus Apollo. Leonidas won that fight. I don't care what nobody's saying. Then all of a sudden he loses for some fucking reason because Apollo had some flashback about like all the women loving him or some shit like that. And it's like, bro, what? Like, I get it. You got to kind of make it even, because if Leonidas would have won, then the humans would have won the whole thing. But it's like, bruh, really? Like,
power of love.
They have Record of Ragnarok probably has some of the craziest ass pulls ever for somebody to fail. But I love it. I love it though. Now, the one I was going to go to, and I always talk about this, and Beyblade X.
Oh my
fucking
God.
Robin. He loses all the goddamn time, and he never learns. It went full cycle to the point where he barely beat the first person that beat him in the series after he was training with the best bladers, the best people, and he barely wins, and he just always loses. And it's like, I'm sorry, guys, I suck. And like
Hey.
it's like, bro, get better. Like, get better, bro. You're playing against literal gods in the Beyblade shit, and you just keep failing at it. You suck, bro. Just stop. Like,
Hey,
put the Beyblade up, bro. Just do something else,
Pack it
man.
up. Pack it
hey,
up.
bro. Hey, bro, you know, as soon as you said that just reminded me of one character, bro. He sounds like Renji, bro. This man never learns, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, like, he comes in hot-headed every time, bro. Every time. Cocky.
He never
right?
thinks it through.
Bro, never thinks it through. That's the face down every time, bro. Bro, first Ichigo fight, he came in hot, busting Ichigo ass. You got too cocky. Okay. Next thing you know, Ichigo start dog walking him. Okay. Fast forward, Uru and him, bro. He got his true Bankai, which I could understand. Like I would be cocky too if I went to the Royal Palace. If I went to the Royal Palace and had a sit down with Ichibei, bro. Like he told me that I was saying my Bankai's name wrong the whole time, and showed me how to use my, you know what I'm saying, Zanpakuto toe without actually even having my my Zanpakuto toe on me. But to actually go to the next in command of the Quincy's, and you don't think Uru don't want his get back on you from all the stuff you did to him throughout the whole series, bro? You is bugging, bro. like you went in that junk. Don't get me wrong, he was going hard at first, but Uru was still taking it easy on him. He was like, bro, I really don't want to kill him, but then you know what? This man almost killed me the first time he met me. Like, nah, I gotta get my get back, bro.
Nah, look, you know what? I'm sorry, G. I know you was about to go, but I think it was Matt from Ginyu Talk that pointed this out. But Yamcha, when he walked up to Android 20 and 19 that had a big logo that said RR on it, after he knows who the Red Ribbon Army is, and said, "Hey guys, have you seen any suspicious people? My brother and Kami. We see the red ribbon on their clothes."
Bro, Dr. Gero has the literal hat that has the logo
that says RR on it.
Bro, he waited for him to say, "Oh yeah, we are them." Then you wait to scream. Hey guys,
like Red Ribbon just has like merchandise all over the place, and there's some random old guy wearing a hat. Like, come on,
like it's
man.
some Adidas set or something, bro. Like, bro, they got Adidas.
And I think they already know what Gero looked like at that point in time. Didn't Bulma pull up with a picture of Gero? Am I tripping?
No.
I might need to.
That was before.
Okay.
She told him afterwards, after when Trunks snapped on him, like, "Yo, bro, you didn't even care I was down there, big dog. Like, what's going on with you?"
But yeah, like Yamcha literally became a skewer because he didn't recognize RR, bro. There was a whole arc at the very beginning where you're like, Goku, don't go up against Red Ribbon because they'll kill you. And then you see it in your face and you're like, hey, old man, do you know any suspicious people? Bro, you deserve to die right there. I don't care. You deserved it.
He definitely probably knows about Red Ribbon just as long as freaking goddamn Bulma has, bro. And it makes no sense. You're right.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I don't think I have that kind of failure. I couldn't really think of one, but I do have one failure that pissed me the fuck off. Baki, Muhammad Ali Jr. Fuck! I've never been so angry. Like, my man, but when he joined to enter the tournament, when he was jabbing niggas like pow, 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 ta, ta. And then what they did to him, my boy's failure pissed me the fuck off. I did not watch that shit for like 2 weeks because I was just that angry. How, like, my man, he was doing the footwork early on, ta, and he just messed with the wrong people, and they packed him up.
Yeah.
Guy was about to cry.
Then he beat Baki the first time, and then he hit on his girl, and then he went through the park and got beat up by everybody.
Like, I've never been so upset in my life. I've never been so upset in my life, bro. Like I was like on some next level. I was on some next level hate shit that day, bro. Cause like I hated that series after that. I was like, how are you jumping in with my man doing footwork with this nice little hip hop beat, pam pam, pow 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 pow,
Just to get
and then now
washed.
he's in the mixer with everybody and everybody packing him up. And I was like, nah, that shit pissed me. That was like one of the worst failures I've seen because I was so angry. And I don't. Well, I was about to lie. I was just about to lie to you guys and say I don't get angry at anime. I do because I pause that shit and I scream at the screen like the fuck you talking about, you know.
Yeah.
And I literally pause that for like a good few minutes while I'm just angry and arguing, and then I press play again. But yeah, that one I paused it and I turned that shit off for like 2 weeks because I was just that angry at what they did to Ali Jr. Because that served no purpose whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because it's not like
Facts.
because he came in hot, then he failed, but he failed and never did anything else. Like,
Nope. Never showed him
but
again.
like it wasn't even like, okay, cool, I understood you were teaching him a lesson, but if you're teaching someone a lesson, they're supposed to learn. But
Nope.
they taught him a lesson, but he didn't learn nothing.
It did send him
So
right back
I
to
was just-
America.
Yeah. I
Pack
was
that,
so,
pack them up.
I was so upset.
This
I was
about
so upset.
Baki, not Ali, bro. Bye bye.
Look,
I was so
but
upset that day.
I do have actually another Dragon Ball one in the same saga. Actually, Piccolo letting Imperfect Cell go is probably one of the biggest failures. Because why are you trying to get information out of him and you could have killed him right there?
Yeah, doing all that extra stuff, bro. What was
Bro,
that all
he
about?
went in front of him, went sideways, went past him, and then flew backwards just to do a roundhouse kick on him.
You know what? Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. If Batman had those powers, I feel like Batman would do the same thing Piccolo would do, bro.
Probably.
Bro,
I'm not.
They the same
like,
character, bro.
That was a big L on Piccolo's behalf.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to get information and you know this is like the most ominous thing that you've ever? It's so ominous. You felt Kami feeling like it was ominous. Like,
First off, look, when I would have sensed Goku's key in you, I would have been like, bro, you gotta go.
why do I
Right
feel
now.
myself in front of me? Like,
Yeah,
what?
You know what? You gotta go right now, bro. I don't know what you are, but it actually would have repeated itself again if he didn't get the information though. Honestly, like if he didn't get all the information from Cell, saying like how he stole, you know what I'm saying, the ship from Trunks in another timeline and all that, it would have repeated itself again because they never would have known about the bunker of him being down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and actually,
Unnecessary evil is what you're saying.
yeah, and it would have repeated itself again.
Well, that's what I'm
And-
saying. Like, it's one of them failures that was only a failure to push the plot forward, and in that moment, it really
Yeah.
doesn't make sense for
Okay.
Piccolo to do this, right?
I get what you're saying.
Even for his character, it doesn't make sense to let him really go for real just for intel at that point in time, right? So it's one of them things where it's like, because at the end they still went in and destroyed the whole Gero laboratory, right? I don't think Cell would have even gotten strong enough for the end, like the timeline shit's a discussion for another day, but I feel like at that point in time, like it was only done to proceed the plot forward, which the Cell Saga has a lot of that. As much as I love it, it has a lot of those moments, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to bring up that, you know, the Piccolo being the reason why it progressed the way it did.
Yeah,
Fair point, fair point.
He should just kill 17, but then he would have had to deal with 16 though. Either way, stuff would have got destroyed because if Cell wouldn't have came, I really have a feeling that 16 would have ran up on Goku as soon as he got healed, bro. Like no lie, because you saw he wanted to do that jump when he walked up to him. So I was like, "Hey, I'm Goku. I know who the fuck you are, man. I was made to kill you." You know, I'm still getting the
Yeah.
urge to do it right now, but I'm like, bro.
But shit, this ain't
would've
the
made it.
Dragon Ball podcast.
Yeah.
This ain't getting you talk. Let's
Yeah, I want to talk Dragon Ball. I know it.
we'll talk about that at a different time. Go
I'm
ahead,
messing with
Silva.
him, bro.
Yeah, I know we got a hard out, but I have one other question for you guys, and it's
What's
kind of
up?
like, for the instance, like Solo Leveling, right? Like, we've only seen Jinwoo fail once, and he hasn't failed again. So how do you guys feel about shows like that? Do you guys ever worry about Jinwoo? How do you feel about those overpowered characters who just never fail after that initial failure? The Immortal King, I think, is another one where it's like the Korean version of it. Oh, that's both Korean. Never mind. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like OP characters that don't really fail.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about those characters? Do you feel like you get the same type of like?
I'll
I'm not
say
getting the word.
it depends on how the story is about, right? Like, I do not care about Jinwoo. I know he's not gonna lose or anything. Like, I know that, right? But there's another series that came out probably around the same time that's Returner's Magic Should Be Special, right?
Yeah.
He
Similar
loses.
regression.
Yeah, it's a regression series. He loses at the very beginning, but the way it's set up with all the plot twists and stuff like that, you legitimately are concerned. Maybe not for the main character, but all the other people he's trying to save, right? And I've read it, so I'm not going to spoil anything because I think season 2 drops soon. But even like within the manhwa itself, the way it progresses, you're still sitting there and you're like, yo, is he going to be able to protect this person at this point in time? Because it's starting to go the same way he was trying to stop it from going. And it actually like tailspins at a certain point in time where it spirals even worse than it was before. But like, so like stuff like that, I really do like. But I mean, like the Jinwoo thing, it's cool to watch. Like if you're just looking at it from a battle fantasy perspective, not expecting too much. But when it comes to like the regression type of stuff, I really do enjoy that quite a bit when it comes to like, as long as the story is set up to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. Now
I find that like it's more interesting for the side characters.
Yeah.
And seeing what's going on with like Hunter Cha, what's going on with his dad, as far as Solo Leveling, because it's like we already know the MC is gonna pull it out. So it's like, what are the people around him doing? That's what I find to be the most interesting. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, Forbes.
You good. Now I agree with him. Like when it's actually written well, yeah, I enjoy it. Like prime example, Sinbad. He's OP, bro. That man does not fail. You may think he's about to fail, but he always got an extra jump up his sleeve, bro. Every time. And then actually going back to like his his actual origin story and everything. Like, bro, that man doesn't fail not one time in that jump, bro. And then even in Magi, bro, like you barely see him. But when you do see him, bro,
you know where he does fail at is to get an 8th gen. They put a limit on what he could get. That's how OP he is. He got 7 powers, and they're like, nah, you can't get no more, Chief.
I need to rewatch that because that shit was so goated, bro. Oh
yeah,
Magi and that shit. That's a great point. What about you, G? You got one? Or like, what's your take on those type of OP characters? Because I feel like you liked Solo Leveling. I feel like we were locked in.
I thought you knew me. I thought you knew me well. So I mean,
I like that.
I'm probably, I'll say I'm against it. Only because it comes more from a narrative standpoint in the exact, with the exact sense of, all right, cool. He's not gonna fail. There's no stakes. I don't feel the threat, so it's like everything that just happens ends up becoming a hollow feeling for me, because you don't really feel anything.
You don't.
There's no layering to supplement that. For example, I think obviously they, his whole purpose was for his, to help his moms and everything, but after a little while they kind of deviate away from that, and it's just
I forgot about it.
So it's like okay, cool, you're about to fight, okay, cool, you're not gonna lose, okay, cool, yep, they're saying this big bad, but I know you're gonna win. All right, cool. Whereas with other anime, you feel the stakes.
Yeah.
As I was saying, even I get angry and I pause the shit. Sometimes I'm worried that this motherfucker about to lose, and I pause the shit.
Yeah.
Like I pause the screen, like fuck, bro, you're getting cooked.
Shit.
Like are you actually, are you gonna make it out here? And then I press play, and all of that stuff because they're like I get invested in that, but I never really felt that way with Jinwoo because you just knew he was gonna win. So it's just like okay, cool. Let's just watch these 20 minutes. Let's just see what he's gonna do. He's gonna win. Let's just see how he's gonna win.
But I mean, you like One Punch, don't you?
I have. I was okay with One Punch. One Punch. He was funny.
But look, you knew you knew he was gonna win. Like, even though he wasn't in the whole episode, you knew it was going to end up coming to him every time. But you never knew how he was going to. Matter of fact, no, you did know how he was going to do it.
Yeah, but he had personality. He had a bit more personality.
Doesn't One Punch revolve around a lot of the side characters though?
No, only in the second season it does. Now the first season is just him, the whole time.
So I'll say this: there's the series Berserk of Gluttony, right? I'm not sure if y'all have watched this one, right?
I have.
But
I watched that jump.
He fails at the very beginning because they think he doesn't have a skill, but his skill is gluttony, and he gets the power level of the people he kills, pretty much monsters, people, or whatever. He absorbs their power, like all that stuff. But if he doesn't absorb anything within 3 days, he dies. Right, so he had to constantly kill the vampire. That's why he's always hungry. He could never understand why he was hungry because he wasn't eating the right stuff. Now, something like that for the MC itself, I think keeps you on your toes because you genuinely are like, okay, if something bad happens where he can't absorb anything, what's going to happen? And it's come to that point that sometimes in the series. As a whole, where it's like he's on day 3, is he going to be able to do this? And he still does it, but he doesn't take any losses outside of that initial loss because the plot has demanded that he doesn't take a loss, right? And he just becomes overpowered. But I think that's something that's done well, where instead of relying on on the side characters, they give you that emotional pull, like with Returner's Magic or Solo Leveling, or even like Magi or something, or Sinbad. You get it from the MC itself because you're worried about the MC because there's a limit on what he can do in order to survive. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all haven't checked Berserk of Gluttony, I think y'all need to check that one out. That one's a very slept on series.
Yeah, that was really good. Season 2's coming out soon.
Yeah, I gotta save my drive.
The strongest is The Talker is another banger that's coming out again, season 2, but not the same because you're right. Berserker Gluttony, he definitely has some Deus Ex Machina shit going on. Where he's mad OP. I think like what you said, bro. It goes back to like, is the story riveting? And I do agree with G about Solo Leveling, where the biggest ass pull for me was when he was fighting the one insect, and like he pulled out that move where like they said if you read the manhwa, they showed him learning it, but when you watch the anime, they never indicated he had gotten that move prior to him. Like, oh, I'm about to die. This dude's about to kill me. Let me pull this fucking move out of nowhere.
You talking about the mutilation shit where it's like that's right there in his eye, and all of a sudden it's mutilation unlocked, and like he goes like Super Saiyan.
And the only reason why we love it is that because it looked great. Well, not we, but the reason why the community loved it is because the show was amazingly to look at. Whereas T-Bait, if it had T-Bait's animation, people would be dogging that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what hurts me with T-Bait is that like that actually has a good story, and they're butchering the story and killing the fucking animation.
Then they give it like a beach episode in season 2 or something like that. Like there is no beaches in the series, like at all. Like
I-
there is no beaches.
I waited for it to
Filler.
get dubbed. I'm fucking hating the way
I'm
that
not
they did
watching it. I refuse to. I refuse to watch it. The animation isn't even what bothers me. It's all the changes to the story.
Yeah, they.
You know,
changed
I've
it,
read
like-
like 3/4 of the story. So no, that is a failure. If we're talking about failures in anime, that whole series is a failure.
the telling of the beginning after the end is a failure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the gist of it. You know, I know that we was gonna make this a little quick, but I did want to talk about failure, and I feel like we had some good examples of like why. And I think G made a great point at his Solo Leveling dismantling.
Good job.
Saying how like, yo, if there is no failure, how the fuck do we care? It's like, and I want to hammer home that point where it's like some people get so excited for the fights and all that stuff, and what's a fight if we don't know what they're fighting for, you know? And like I think that the failure ties into that shit, you know, like when somebody goes to get their get back, that shit is way better than them just winning off rip. Like I always love when like the one Backwater Dungeon, that fucking show had me locked in because it's like, bro, they cooked him, they thought he was dead. Nah, he's fucking coming back and he's catching them in the back alley, and that shit I live for it, you know. So I'm with you on that. I like Solo Leveling, but it's more the aesthetics. I can agree that like there's nothing about the story that
You watch it for the fights. Honestly, you watch it for the power fantasy of it.
Yeah.
There is one more failure that I want to bring up.
Nah, hell nah, bro. It's time to go.
Hold on. I know it is.
Bro,
But
hey, I'm letting you know, bro.
it's
Hey,
Don
make this quick,
Machi. It's Don Machi in season 3. He wins his initial reasoning, but he loses the fight, and it pushes it together so well. Hey, sponsor me. Sponsor me.
I want the high
I
dive
need to.
sponsorship
This
so
man,
bad, bro.
This man is about to Don Machi us out, bro.
You want that high dive sponsorship, bro.
He need it, bro. Give it to him, please. We're gonna everybody go tag High Dive in this right now. Go tag High Dive.
Yeah. Don Machi.
But this was the Anime Association. I had my boy Tim Kayo, Tim times 10 G, the Ginyu Talks Network CEO, and on Forbes, the OVA King, the master of all things under 3 to 4 seasons, or maybe just 3 or 4 episodes,
Or just one episode.
Yeah.
Somebody said something about that the other day too.
Bro, you be pulling some shit. I'm like, what? And it's like, yeah, it's an hour and a half, one episode. It's great. And I was like, shit, it looks good.
From
But-
1983. Produced by some studio that doesn't exist anymore.
1885. 1885.
Y'all hit me right on the nose.
man.
Hey, look, you might as well do one about the very first anime that came out in like 1920.
Hell
bro.
no.
You
I
do
looked
that
at it, bro. No, I saw it and I said, I'm
It's
not
just
looking
boring,
at this,
bro. It was like about war. It was
Bro,
like,
I'm
fuck
not
Nah, do
looking
it.
at that, bro.
Do it.
No.
Do it. That shit'll pop off. Do it.
But make sure you follow these
I never knew
gentlemen.
about this.
They all bring different things to the anime world, and they are very knowledgeable in what they do.
But one thing though, we all bring these hands.
The man won't let
And
it
just know
close,
that.
you know.
This was the Anime Association on why failure matters in anime. We'll see you next time.
With these hands.